Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500 and welcome back to a cold and day 2 on Project Tweety Pie. It's been on the drive for a little while, 3 weeks or so I think. We need to get on with it because I have a buyer for this car. Let's get on with it, let's introduce you to what we're going to do today, tell you a little bit about who the buyer is, how I'm selling it and so on and so forth. Let's go, day 2. So excuse my voice, I have got a stinking cold. I'm 4 days into my stinking cold and I've been working, and because I'm a bloke, of course I'm a pussy, so I feel like I'm dying. However, there's things that have got to be done. Today we've got an appointment for new tyres. Now I haven't gone with the Continentals. I know some of you are going, oh, but they were twice the price, and I wasn't going to do it. Budget tyres are fine. It don't matter. It's budget tyres across the axle, brand new tyres. They're decent ones. They're decent budget tyres. They are their most popular budget tyre. I can't remember the make off the top of my head, but it said they're their most popular budget tyres. Got them on e-tyres, about 50 quid each, and I'm doing the usual. I'm going to get it up on stands, take the wheels off, and then we'll get it up to the tyre place about 12:30. It's about 10 o'clock now, plenty of time. So what I'm going to do in the meantime, just letting that plane go over, I'm going to service it. I haven't serviced it yet because obviously that's usually one of the last things we do. But I have got a buyer. A bloke at work, funnily enough. It was for his wife, but they have got a 63 plate, I think it is, lounge. And which he said he spent quite a bit of money on, but he doesn't want much for it, I don't think. So we're going to negotiate a bit, but I'm probably most likely going to be taking it in part exchange. He's seen the scratch, he knows it's there, and he said that scratch will be done when I said yeah, of course it will. It's whether I can do it well enough for it to disappear from sight. Yeah. So I'm a bit up against it on the money side of things. I'm trying to do it for him. I was said to him I'll try and do it for 5 if I can. That is not happening. It's going to have to be 5.5. If I happen to make a reasonable profit on his car, which I think I possibly will, then I might give him a bit more money afterwards. And I'll tell him that, and I'll say, you know, might potentially be able to give you a bit more once I've done your car and sold it. It's going to need a little bit of work, as they always do. So yeah, I'm going to. I've got to put arch line on. I've got the arch liner now. Got that from Club 500, thankfully. So, plan of action today, I'm going to get it up on stands, I'm going to service it. We know the brakes don't need doing. Once I've done the servicing, I'll get it back down, I'll get it up in the air again, get it on stands, take the wheels off, clean the wheels, and then by that time it'll probably be about time to go to the tyre place. And I've just spotted another thing I've got to do as well. I've got to sort that out. That dent there, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that yet. Again, I'm not going to be able to pull that out. It's a tiny little ding where the corner of the old bonnet's gone in it. So what I might try and do, it depends on how the paint. I've got a can of paint of this, I think. I know I bought a pen. I'm not sure if I've got a can of paint or not, but I have got a pen. If I haven't got a can of paint, I might buy one. It seems a shame just to do that, but I might fill it and then paint that little bit. Is whether I can do it well enough, because it's quite a prominent place, isn't it? So let's get it up on ramps, let's get it serviced. I'll see you on the other side. done. I had already changed the air filter, you probably noticed that. I think I did that when I put the new airbox on. I've just given it a little bit of started to give it a little bit of a clean up under there. Not finished, but just while I had the airbox off and that, I thought I might as well do a little bit of it. So yeah, oil filter's done. Oil filter didn't look that old actually, but I've done it anyway. The breather pipe was off at the back there. I think that was probably me, and I'm missing that screw. I know I've got some of those knocking around. I've had a look in me boxes of stuff here, but I can't find one. I know I've got some. Pretty sure it might be in the front panel actually. It might be in the front panel box possibly. Just need to locate one of those. I thought I had one of these caps, but again, I've got two spare bottles and neither of them have got a cap on, so I've had to take the one off of the grey colour therapy for the time being. I'll see if I can get some. I think I did have a look on AliExpress and I've got a feeling they did have some on there, so I might order a few of those or a couple of those. So I certainly still need one. Yeah, so that's all done. So what I need to do now is run it up, of course, and check for leaks, and then we'll get it down on the floor, check the levels again, and then I need to get it back up in the air on ramps, not on ramps, on stands, and get these wheels off. Because time is getting on. It's probably about an hour and 45 minutes till I'm due to go now, so yeah, need to get on. Right, I've given those the old acid treatment. Coming up nice. Got to get those in the back of the Beamer so we can take them down. Yeah, and get them done. If you remember the fiasco I had, or not fiasco, but the trouble I had getting a driver's side wheel arch liner, and I contacted the guys at Club 500 and said, have you got a facelift sport driver's side front arch liner, because they're different. And they said, yes, we have, we'll list it for you. And I'm not sure whether they sent me the link or I ended up clicking on the wrong one, and I bought the pre-facelift. And they messaged me and said, oh, you've bought the pre-facelift, but don't worry, we'll send you the right one. And they refunded me a little bit of money, and then they sent it to me, and I've had it ever since. So it's a few weeks ago. I've just come to fit it, and they did actually send me the wrong one. They've sent me the pre-facelift. So as you can see, it hasn't got the cutout here. It's a different shape, so it don't fit, which is really annoying. My fault. I mean, I hit the wrong thing in the first place. But I've just messaged them and said what happened. I said, look, it's not the end of the world. I'll keep this, because no doubt even though I've got a full set of these, no doubt in the future I'll need one. But have you still got one? And can I buy it, please? So I'm just waiting for them to come back to me now. Another issue I've just discovered. One is one of the retaining tabs on that. Oh, that's them just messaging me back, I bet. Is broken, so this plug doesn't stay on, so I'm sure I've got these. I'll have to strip it back and resolder one on, because it's not staying on and it's just going to end up falling off or disconnecting. And also, what I hadn't realised, I might have realised but didn't realise at the time, I've just come to put the bumper bolt in here, the wing bolt in, and there was a sheared off bolt in here. So I'm either going to have to try and drill it out, or try and snap off the riv nut and put a new riv nut on. I don't know. I'm going to have to do something. I can't leave. Obviously, that is loose. I can't have that, of course. So I've got to do that. So yeah, let's see if hopefully that is them. Very rusty these, but it's because the car's been sitting around for a while. Once it's driven, it'll be fine. Pads are absolutely spot on. So I'm at the tyre place, and to get my tyres, obviously. And there's a car here that was here the last time I was here and the time before. This car has been here for getting on for a year up for sale. That one, 6695, an 18 plate. I think it's quite high mileage. Let's have a look. 87,500, yeah. Yeah, no wonder it's still here. It's the 3rd of October today, and I'm standing here waiting for my tyres, and it's really, really warm in the sun. I don't know what the temperature is, but this is lovely. I could stand here all day. Need a cold beer though. Still, it's bloody cold. Anyway, I won't bore you with this any longer. The tyres are nearly done now, I think. Oh, this is gorgeous. Don't often see the sun in October. Right, I've heard back from Club 500 Italia, and they haven't got one, unfortunately, so it looks like I'm going to have to go at Fiat. Ah, it's really annoying. It's going to cost me 3 or 4 times what it was going to cost me for a second-hand one. Something like £110, £120, something ridiculous like that. It's absolutely mental. The amount of massive profit on those things is just absolutely mental. But, you know, that's what comes with having a facelift Sport. They're not the same. And you know what I have noticed on this car? I noticed it on the other side, and I hadn't noticed it on this side, and I just have. The 2 braces on the bottom arms are missing. I'm hoping I've got some. I think I probably have. I hope I have. Otherwise I've got to buy some of those. Why on earth? So I'm just trying to think. The only reason I haven't replaced these, the only thing I can think of is they've had bottom arms done, but they don't look done. They look original. And someone's taken them off and forgotten to put them back again. Unless they took them off in the body shop, maybe. Because, what else? Because they took the arch liner off, didn't they? Or, well, no, they didn't necessarily. It might have been obliterated, I suppose. But for whatever reason, they're missing, which is really strange. A strange thing to be missing. So I'll have to have a look, hunt round for those. In fact, I'll do that before I put the tyres on, of course, because as long as I remember to put them on, at some point I need to try and find some. If not, I'll have to go and bloody well buy some of those as well. That's really annoying. I know I've taken them. I don't think I've got any arms left, and I have had arms in the past, but I don't know. I might have them. We'll have a look anyway. So yeah, we'll get that clean under there, and I think what we'll do, so much for the sun while I was down at the garage, it's all bloody grey and cloudy again now. I spoke too soon. I think we're going to need to whip this front bumper off and sort out that electrical connection on the DRL, and see if we can sort this out a little bit better. And I think that's it for as far as that's concerned. So if we can get that done, and then if we have time, I should take the scuttle panel off and do that bonnet, do those bonnet hinges. That might take a little while, so I might actually leave that until tomorrow. A lot of people take these things out and then leave them out. I'm not going to, I'm just going to clean them, but you can see there why no water's getting through, can't you? And no doubt the one on the other side will be exactly the same as well. Yes, wonderful. Look at that, it's all leaf stuff that goes in it. And now the water level has gone completely down. And the water, as you can see, is all running out the bottom of the car. So I should be posting bits of this on a separate little video. So I can post it on Facebook, because the amount of people that ask about these things. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the other one was just as bad, so I've cleaned that one out as well. Put them both back. Water's all drained out now. It is important to keep those things clear. Sometimes I think it might be better to take them out completely, because if you take them out completely, the hole's big enough that it's probably not going to get blocked up, because that will, without a doubt, get blocked up again. But yeah, maintenance, you just need to release those every now and again and make sure they're clear. Right, okay, I'm going to fiddle around with it now. I'm not going to bother filming on time lapse. I'm just going to get the bonnet on and we'll have a little go, see how it fits. You never know, it might fit straight away. Doubt it. It's going to have to be moving around, but obviously we leave the scuttle panel off so we can then manoeuvre the bonnet around. We did this on the Red Sport, the most recent Red Sport. What was on that stinky yellow, wasn't it? Yeah. So yeah, let's do it. Right, we are getting there. Been a lot of adjustment, but we are getting there. So this side, we were having problems at the back. It's pretty good there now. It still needs a little bit more, but we're pretty good there now. And then on the other side, the gap is just a little bit too big. Again, it needs to move over a little bit, but the gap is too big. So I've been doing all sorts of things to try and adjust it, and I think it's just going to be actually manipulation of the bonnet itself rather than the catches. There doesn't seem to be anything else that I can do catch-wise, hinge-wise, to reduce that. So it's just a bit of messing around. So yeah, get in there. Bearing in mind that wing's not moved, is it? I haven't replaced that wing, it's just the one on the other side. So yeah, get in there. Much better than it was, worth changing. And you know what it is with these things, you look at it and you want to try and get it as good as you can, whereas your customer probably will not even notice. I mean, it's funny, when I look at Fiat 500s in the street sometimes, or parked up, I look at them and I think, yeah, I know that one's not had a new bonnet or a new bumper or a new wing or something, because the gap is perfect. You get them as good as you can, but I don't, well, I've probably one or two have been perfect, but you just, I don't know, it's something about the fitting on these things that you just can never get them absolutely 100%. Right, I've just put the bumper back on temporarily. Why have I done that? Oh yeah, because I've got to do obviously we've got the wrong arch liner in there, so I'm going to have to buy one, and then I'm going to have to get that. I'll have to take the old arch liner out, and then to get to the riv nut that's got a seized or snapped off bolt in it, to try and get that out. So I'll have to do that at another time, bearing in mind I've got the MOT. Well, it was lucky for me that it's not the MOT next week now, because I don't think it would have been ready. I've soldered the new plug on. So I took the old plug. Let me show you the old plug. I threw it in a bin. Let me just show you it. So you've got this piece. Let me show you. Sorry, we've got this piece here that you push in to release it, and as you can see, there's no tabs on. One of them had snapped off, and I snapped the other one off. Sorry about that. Horrendous cold. So I think what I'll have to do is I'll have to ring up I was going to say my local Fiat dealers. Unfortunately, in the UK, Fiat dealers are a little bit few and far between now. I used to have a couple not too far away from me. The last one I went to is now an Isuzu, I think it was, dealer, but they still have a Fiat parts department. Now, I've got a feeling they don't anymore. Or was it that I couldn't get through to them? I don't know, because they are closer. Otherwise, I've got to go all the way down to Tunbridge Wells, which is a pain in the arse. Because it's like, I don't know, 20 miles away? Ridiculous. But I say, they're not available on eBay. They're just not. I was searching for one for weeks and weeks and weeks, thinking there's no rush, one will come up. One never did. Same like all the other bits on these bumpers. Nightmare, these sports. I'm not saying I wouldn't get another sport again, facelift sport, I would. But, I mean, that's just something you can't know, is it? Unless you can see it in the pictures. How often is it that, I mean, sometimes the arch liners are broken, but how often is it that they're physically not even there? Right, following day. Today, as the sun is shining, I thought I'd take advantage of that and give the seats a clean. Luckily, as it's the half leather interior, we won't be doing the door cards, and the only bits of material are just these bits. I'm not doing the carpets; they don't need it. They need a good hoover in here. Oh, that's where the phone was. I was looking for that yesterday. I couldn't find it. I thought it must be in the car. Oh, that's good. Yeah, so I'll do the backs, obviously. I think the mats have had it. That one certainly had it, and there's no point in just using the back one, so I'll get rid of that. Is that a cobweb there? Shows you how long this car's been sitting around for. Yeah, so I'll do that. And then we'll get it nice and clean inside as well. And nice and clean and fresh. Get an air freshener in there and so on, just to make it nice. Not that I can smell anything at the moment, I mean it's cold, but... and of course the boot carpet, which actually... doesn't actually need a clean. I'm not even going to bother. Well, that didn't take long. I'll wait until it's dry before I do the plastic parts or the leather parts or the fake leather parts, whatever they are. Done the back as well. Not that you can see it very much, but It's very dark inside these. That's the trouble with these sports. The only thing I don't like about them really with the dark headlining. I much prefer a lighter headlining. Right, I've taken the bumper off again, as you can see. I've put the thing on. Someone did question as to whether this was the right bar or not. It is the right bar. As you can see, there's the hole there that goes through. They're actually a longer towing hook, ring, whatever you like to call it. They go further in, so it is the right one. And this is obviously the right foam bit. So this bloody thing, I wish I'd noticed this before I'd put the wing on. As you can see there, hopefully, yeah, you can. Get it in focus a bit better. Yeah, we've got a snapped bolt on that, which is why I couldn't get the new bolt in. So I've put a small worn blade on the angle grinder, and I'm going to try and grind it off, and then hopefully I can get it out, and then we can put a new one in, put a fresh riv nut in, get it done up. Right, that was all right actually. Didn't take too long with an angle grinder, with a battery, with a mains powered proper angle grinder rather than that little battery powered effort. Went through it like a knife through butter. So I used my new riv nut tool, which was really easy to use. I think the old one I had was 40. I always struggled, but it was so easy to do it. So I've put the bumper back on, and everything is connected up, switched off at the moment, obviously. But actually, I need to check spots, fogs. I've just checked all the lights, and they're all working before I screw it all on properly. And then hopefully, as long as when it's MOT'd, we've got no bottom arm issues or anything like that, it won't have to come off again. Yeah. Right, let's just check these spotlights, make sure they work. Right, I had a bit of trouble getting those strut braces on. I've done that one. I didn't have the bolts, that was the problem. This one's done now. Managed to do it in the end, but it was a right job and a half. Messed the thread up on that, so I've had to rethread it. Yeah, but it's all right now. I didn't have the right bolts, and I didn't know what bolts they were. I suppose I could have taken some off of another car to compare them, but I've had to use bolts that are probably not the right size, but it's worked anyway. I've got a feeling they're actually rear seat bolts. New arch liner. I've even put new screws in it. Treat it. 105 quid. 105 quid. Can you believe it? Right, I'll get the wheel back on. Now, I had a little go at that scratch the other day. Still needs more paint in it. I'm gonna keep persevering with that. But failing that, I'm gonna have to get a smart repairer in to do it, because obviously we've got the one on the other side. So potentially smart repairer and paintless dent removal, which is obviously going to push the price right up, which is really annoying. MOT is Monday, so hopefully once we've got the MOT done, we'll be on the home straight then. So once we got these scratches and the little dents out, interior clean, we've done that, haven't we? Yeah, we've done the interior clean. It'll just be the usual sort of wipe over and finish off, and it'll be done. Right, I've sanded that down a little bit with a 1500 grit. This is what the instructions tell you to do, and then I've just put a load more in. As you can see, it obviously sticks out like a sore thumb, but we'll let that go off, and then tomorrow we'll come out and we'll sand that back as well, and then we'll try and do a bit of polish on it and see how it looks. Right, morning, welcome back. We are back on this car now. Today we are on the last knockings, I think. I had a quote, so I took a photograph of that scratch, and I took a short video sort of going like that, and sent it to the smart repair guy that I got off of the mums group that I sell the cars on. Told him Fiat 500, got this steep scratch. Can you give me a price for how much to repair it? 500 quid he wants. 500 quid. He said we'll have to do the door as well. So I didn't want him to spray the entire panel. I wanted him to do a smart repair. That's the whole idea. If I wanted that, I could take it to a body shop. I don't want to go to a body shop. I want a smart repair to the scratch, like you see people doing on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram all the time, where you've got people that, you know, a bit like I do. You fill the scratch, you sand it, you fill it again, you sand it, Once you've got it level, you then polish it. Job done. I don't want a body shop job. If I wanted that, I'll go to a body shop. So I wasn't rude and say, do one. I just said, okay, thanks, I'll let you know. Which of course I won't. What I've done is I've ordered a Chipex kit, £37, and I'm hoping, I'm praying that I'm going to be able to do it. Now, as you know, I've done a little bit around here, which is still work in progress. I did sand it, looked crap. I put more paint in. I don't know how it's going to come out. If it's no good, then I'll try and use Chipex kit on that as well. Roof dents, you can just about see them. I've pretty much got them out. There is a tiny little chip of paint in that one, so I will get a little tiny drop of paint, but more or less gone, more or less. You can still see them as you move around the car, but they're nowhere near as obvious. I've got a very small headed one up there on that one, which I'm going to try getting in there and see what I can do. But it's I have improved it, and I've got to do the one on the door as well. Right, I got impatient with the waiting for the Chipex to come, and I just wanted to have a go and see if I could do it. It's taking time, and I'm doing it over and over and over and over again. But I think I'm going to be able to do it just with the ordinary touch-up paint. Let me show you what I'm doing. I hope it's going to work, because I think it will, as long as I persevere and just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. It's getting better and better as I go along. Let me show you. Right, so as you know, the scratch went sort of all the way from there all the way to the back. There, it's completely gone. Some of that there is completely gone. As you can see, there's paint on here. I'm going over it. This is the worst part. This was the deepest part. So whoever scratched it obviously started here and then went that way. So what I'm doing is I am using the touch-up paint, and I'm using a gloved hand. I was using just my hand before, but I was getting absolutely covered in paint. So, and I'm dabbing my finger in the paint, and then I'm doing that, running it across and dabbing it, trying to fill the hole, fill the little slit. Obviously, you're getting paint in the areas that you don't want it, of course. But it is doing it. As I say, there, it's completely gone. That was the lighter bit, completely gone. And a lot of this is completely gone, but I've just spread over it just to make it that much better. Then what I've got wet sand. I have got 1500 grit, which is that one, which I'm using to get the excess off. It gets it off quite nicely, and then I'll go over it with the, sorry, hang on, what is the, yeah, and then, yeah, sorry, that's 1500, and then I'll go over it very lightly with a 2500, and then I'm buffing it, and it is working gradually. Yeah, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed. However, on this wing, I've done this wing I've done this wing more times, and it just won't go. That scratch, it's gone a little bit in the middle, but either side, I just cannot get rid of it. Whatever I do, it just won't go, and I don't know why. It's really weird. Right, we are getting there still. It's still a bit more to go. We've got a little bit there. That's just overspray on paint, which that's fine. I can get rid of that. And then there's a bit still left there. You can see it, but apart from that, it's done quite well. It's pretty much gone. So we're going to leave it for the time being and come back to it tomorrow, because I've got other bits and pieces on other cars to get on with that I need to get done. So I have heard back from the dent fella, and he said they look like more like body shop jobs. But I've said to him, look, you've done similar for me before. I'm happy to pay you to just improve on it. Don't expect it to be perfect. So again, he hasn't come back to me yet, but hopefully he will, and we can get it done. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to keep trying at it, because if it has to go like it, it has to go like it. But of course, I'm not going to take a car into a body shop for that. Same as I didn't want to take a car into a body shop for that. Yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow. And we'll hopefully see if we can get this done. It's all nice and clean inside now. It's got new mats in it. Oh, it's locked. I've just got to stick a. Oh God. There you go, all nice and clean. New mats. Just got to stick an air freshener in there and we should be done then. Morning, welcome back. A couple of days has passed now. I'm not sure if I showed you this on the car where we're trying to do this painting. I was going over and over and over it numerous times, and it was getting to look good. But all of a sudden I had this, I'm hoping I captured it on camera, and I'm not sure that I did. But it was almost like, it was like a ring. And in the middle of the ring was the body colour. Outside of the ring for the rest of the car was the body colour. And then this ring was sort of a lighter colour. And I thought it was not overspray, but where I've been dabbing it. But I thought, well, it's growing and growing and growing, and I didn't do anything. So I'm not quite sure what I've done. I don't know whether I burnt through the lacquer or what I've done. And I couldn't get rid of it. Whatever I did, I couldn't get rid of it. Which was a real shame because it was starting to work. The only bit that didn't work was at the back, which I was continuing to do. So I thought to myself, what am I going to do about that? Am I going to pay £500 to a smart repairer? No. So what I did, I got on the phone to Paints for You, and I ordered a can of 695A for this car. Prepared it, the next day it came, prepared the panel, and at the moment the panel is in base coat. Let me show you. As you can see, the scratches have gone. Now I've just gone over the rest of this panel with a 2,500 grit. And I'm gonna try and just, I don't really want to lacquer the entire panel if I can help it. But as you can see, scratches are all gone, completely gone. So I am now gonna lacquer it. I'm gonna try and just lacquer the bit I've done, but I don't know whether that's gonna work or not, and use some fade out spray. If that doesn't work, then I'll come back tomorrow and I'll re-lacquer the entire panel. But that's what I've done. I've dried it off. The car is a bit dewy, so I've got to mask it out, so I'm gonna have to dry it off a bit more, otherwise the tape won't stick. So yeah, I'll do it up to this line here. I don't want to create a hard line, of course, so we'll try and feather it in. Yeah, I'm actually going to use 2K for the first time. I had a message from Keith, who bought the last R bath that I had, if you remember, the red one. Keith came down from Essex and bought that car. Incidentally, the car, he's had it wrapped in white. Now it's not red anymore, it's white. But he said about using the 2K and what much better finish you get with it. So, and I have got a couple of cans of it, and I've actually got a small can of it. So I'm going to use it. I'm going to try. I've never used it before. As far as I know, you put it on in exactly the same way. You just get a better finish. And I'm going to use the fade out thinners as well. So I'm going to get prepped for this, and I'm going to get a first coat on, and then hopefully by the end of the day, I say by the end of the day, I'm actually working today. I'm doing this in the morning before I start work, so I shall come out at different times and have a look at it. It's a sunny day today. It's a lovely blue sky. It's going to be about 18 degrees. At the moment, it's probably 14 degrees. So at the moment, I've got the 2K sitting in a tub of warm water. I've got the extension lead down there because I'm going to warm the panel up once I've got it masked up, and then we'll give it a go. Right. I think it's okay. It's literally just gone on, so it's really wet, and it's a nice wet coat as well. But I think it's all right. As the last coat dried, it had a nice sheen to it. I've used up the entire can on that. Could have probably done with an extra coat maybe, but I'm not going to put 1K on top of 2K, and it's the only can I've got. So yeah, I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be enough. So we'll leave that. I'll come out this afternoon and take all the masking off, and then tomorrow I'll come out and we'll leave it 24 hours. I can see it as it's drying as I'm looking at it, and it's got quite a nice sheen to it, yeah. So I think it's going to be all right. Can't see the scratch. That's completely gone. Yeah. So we'll come and check out in about 10-15 minutes when it's properly dried. And then we'll come out tomorrow, as I say, and give it a polish up. Yeah. So yeah, it's, even though it's still wet, you can see it's got a nice glaze to it. Bit grey there, that's where it's still wet. So hopefully a nice cut and polish in the morning, and that'll be good. Yeah, so far so good. It's pretty much done now. So as you saw, I did that yesterday. Obviously you've seen this straight away. So as you know, I used the 2K. I come out here this morning, it's been raining, but it hasn't rained till like the middle of the night. And I looked at the paint, specifically the piece that I'd done. So the top bit there was absolutely fine. The bottom bit, it was like, the only way I can describe it is like the specks, spots on a leopard. It almost looked like leopard print, like all faded spots. And I thought, what on earth has happened to it? No, it's all polished out, and I've never ever seen that before. Now the finish is marvellous, I have to say. It's as smooth as anything. It matches in perfectly with the rest of the car. It's really, really nice. No obvious lines that I had to sand out or anything. Yeah, it looks really nice. You can unfortunately still just about see the scratch, so I am going to have to do a little bit more work on that. I think when I did the painting, I think I was a bit panicky and it was almost like an experiment, so I didn't really do it as well as I should have done, coverage wise. So I will have to just have another go over that and then put a little bit more lacquer over it. But yeah, no, it's come out really nice. We're really pleased with it. Shine wise, colour wise, everything. But I don't know what the hell was going on. I've never seen that before using a 1K lacquer, only using that. Really weird, really weird. But it looks nice, and as I say, it matches lovely. So as today is Saturday, his wife is bugging him for photographs, so I'm just going to give it a quick clean. I'm not going to go mental. It's all clean on the inside, as you know. I'm going to give it a quick clean on the outside, snow foam it, and that'll probably be about it. Jet it off and dry it. Stick it out on the road. Black the tyres up. I have still got to touch the wheels up a little bit, but we'll give those a bit of a clean as well. And then we'll take some photographs, and then we'll just come out next week. I've told him it should be finished by next weekend, so I should be able to get it finished. I've got half day on Wednesday, so I should be able to get it finished Wednesday afternoon. I'm going to do that dent in that other, in that door. I'm not going to be able to pull that out sufficiently, so I'm going to get that done using filler and paint. And yeah, nice job, coming along nicely. So we're almost there. So let's get it clean, and then we'll take some pictures. Right, there we go. It's all done now. Well, I've just taken the photos. This all seems to have polished up okay. I've lacquered it as well. Waxed it as well. I have noticed there is a little bit of overspray just there, so I'll sand that back next week. But I don't know. It's weird that 2K. I mean, it's a beautiful finish, lovely shine, but I don't know. It's just something not quite right about it. I don't know. It's bizarre. I'll see how it goes. I just put some wax on it as well, because I dried it all off. Put some what do you call it? The easy coat on the car, and that was a bit sort of speckly again, not anywhere like it was before. And I wiped it over again, and then I put some wax on it, and it's okay again. But I don't know, something not quite right. So I'm gonna have a little delve into that next week, and do whatever I need to do. But I mean, it's a million times better. Really nice. So I've taken the photos. I'm going to send the photos to him, put his wife out of her misery, and then yeah, hopefully we'll get it all finished by next weekend. I will let you know. We've had another go at this. I think it's better now. I put some more paint on it. It seems to be covering it better now. I think I rubbed down where the scratch was, and I think it's covered it better now. It's a bit wet still, but you can still see it a tiny bit, but I think it might be where it needs lacquering. We've also attacked this. That's been filled and sanded back, and then we've got some dolphin glaze on it, and then we've also done the same on this as well. So that's got dolphin glaze on it as well. I'm just waiting for that to go off, and then we'll get that sanded down, and then probably won't paint this bit today. But I might do, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. If I can get paint and lacquer on it, I would be very happy to get paint and lacquer on all of these bits, because I am using that 2K, and I'm actually using a new can of 2K, and it is a big can as well. I've got it warming up at the moment. So I would like to get it all done in one fell swoop if I can, but I don't want to rush it. Really don't want to rush it. So it may have to wait till Friday. Today's Wednesday, in case you didn't know, but we'll see. I've cloned the new key. I didn't bother showing you that because I did a video on it, which I still had trouble with it today, and I had 3 attempts to try and get it to work. Eventually it worked. And using that sniff thing with the where it sniffs the code and you do it once, I did it in a different way, and it did the 8 goes again, but it did work doing it that way. It wouldn't seem to work doing the other way for some bizarre reason. Don't know why. It's very hit and it does work, that bit of kit, but it seems to be very hit and miss. I don't think it's me being stupid. I think it's, I don't know, maybe it is. Anyway, just sort of give you a quick update. This car is going on Saturday, so I've got to get this done, which is why I'm trying not to rush, because I need to get it done. I have got all day Friday, but I don't really want to leave it until the last minute on Friday, so hence why I wanted to try and get some of it done today. So I will be back once I've done all these bits. We'll give it a final wash, and then that is all it needs. Then that'll be it, ready to go. I'll be delivering it to my colleague who I work with, obviously a colleague I work with, on Saturday for his wife. And I am, in case I haven't mentioned it before, taking a car in part exchange, so you'll be seeing that one. So yeah, I will see you either later today or Friday. Right, I'm really pleased I've actually got it all done. All 3 bits have done. So that is looking absolutely fantastic. This too, I've just bought another 3 cans of 1K. I'm never using 1K again. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but 2K is without a doubt the way forward. It's unbelievable finish. I mean, it helps if you're seeing that's just dust. There's a bit there that I've got to sand out when I sand this, but it's just a magnificent finish. The Paints For You paint is an absolutely perfect match, absolutely perfect. So tomorrow, I'm just hoping it's not moist tonight, although I think on that other stuff that I used, I got a feeling I didn't release the hardener properly, because I pushed it in. According to the can, you have to pull it out and twist it. Now I expected it to make a noise, which it didn't. I've not used it before, so I expected it to make a tss noise or something, but it didn't do that. But on this occasion I read the instructions on the can and it said pull it out and twist it, which is what I did. So hopefully that means that that's going to be hard quickly, probably now. So it was about 45 minutes ago that I did that final coat. I mean, look at, I don't know if the camera does it justice, but it is absolutely fantastic. It is incredible. You know what, based on that, I will have no qualms, as long as I can match the colour. When I come to do a car where I need a wing and I can't get one in colour, I've got no qualms about getting a brand new one and painting it from scratch. It's just magnificent. It really is. Or should I say that I'm magnificent? I don't know, I wouldn't quite go that far. But yeah, it's just, I mean, the light is fading now, so maybe it's that. But no, I'm sorry, but no, I'm not sorry. What am I apologising for? So we've done this bit. That's now, can't see that, or you move around, you can sort of just about see it. So what I did, I think you saw it, it was filled. So I painted up to about there, and then just sort of, and then I then peeled back the tape, I mean, and then I did I've lacquered about 3 or 4 layers of lacquer, and I've just, get that out of the way just in case. I don't think it's wet still, but it looks it, but I think it's just where it's so shiny. I don't want to touch it. Yeah, it's a little bit tacky still. I haven't done that long ago. And it's just like mirror finish, perfect finish. So when I lacquered it, I also lacquered it up into here, which that's why I peeled back that tape. So again, I'll wet sand and polish that tomorrow. And then finally, you can't really see it very well because we're starting to lose the light. Ideally, I would have moved the car from here, but I thought I'd do it here anyway. But yeah, that's good. You may still be able to just about see the dent. May be able to, I'm not sure. I think you can if you move around, but I've done my best on that. Or maybe not. Don't know. It might be reflection. But we'll come out tomorrow. I'll come out a bit later and take all this paper off. And then we'll come out tomorrow and give it a polish, give it a wet sand and a polish, and then we will be done. Right, it's done as best as I can now. I've done that wheel arch, I've painted that, lacquered that last night or yesterday afternoon, and I've now polished it up, polished the wing up. I had chipped a little bit of paint off there, sanded a little bit, even though I'd covered it up with tape. I must have gone through the tape, so I've touched that up. That's all okay. There was a run there. I find that 2K is quite soft, more runny, so it caused me some problems. And I've had a final polish up of this side as well. It's not as good as I initially thought, and you know, I'm not sure if I've shown you this or not, but something really strange is when I've come out in the morning, and because of the time of the year the car is covered in dew, that panel looks a completely different colour when it's wet. It's really strange. And when I'd looked at the the A-pillar, same thing. You could see where I'd faded it out. Although if you look at that now, you cannot see where I faded that out. But when it's wet, hopefully it won't do it when I wash it. And I don't know why. It's really strange. It's really, really strange. But it looks good. I say I am probably being too fussy, and I've gone over the board with this because it's a bloke I work with. I wanted to make, I mean, I always try and make it as perfect as possible, but of course he'd seen the scratches. I'd showed it to him before I'd started doing any work, whereas anyone else wouldn't notice it. It's pretty good, but it's not as good as I would have liked it to have been. But I can't, if you realise, I mean, I haven't filmed it every time, but if you'd seen the amount of times I've gone over and over and over this car, trying to get it as perfect as possible. I've not done those little bits on the bumper. I'm not doing it. I'm just not getting involved in doing those as well. As much as it's a good paint match, no, I'm not doing it. Anyway, that's it. All I'm going to do now is give it a clean, and then all the bits that I'm not going to wax the whole car. I'm just going to wax the bits that I've painted. I'll wax that wing, I'll wax that door, I'll do the quarter panel, and that'll be it. And then tomorrow afternoon, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm driving it over to his house, and then I will be collecting the other one. So I'll show you around it one more time once I've got it clean, and then we'll wrap up. Right, so it's all finished now. Just parked it up, ready for tomorrow to deliver it. And the only thing I've got left to do to show you is the before and after walk around. So sit back for a couple of minutes, not even 2 minutes, and I'll show you the before and after, and then we'll wrap this one up. Right, that's it, all done, finished, ready to go to the new owner this afternoon. As I say, it is the next day, and I'm delivering it this afternoon to the new owner. So that is it. Let me just show you the before photos the day we got it back in June this year. So it's been on the back boiler a few times, but now it's finally finished and off to its new owner. So that's it. Take a look of when we got it compared to now. That is it. That is the end of this project. As you know, as I've already said, I am actually part exchanging or taking a car in part exchange. So say goodbye to this car. It's going, and the one will be coming is this. And this is what we've got in part exchange. Video to come soon. So that's it. Thanks for watching. This has been Project Tweety Pie. The new project you've just seen, which I haven't got yet, time travel. It's a wonderful thing. Yeah, you'll be seeing that one on the channel coming very, very soon. And I'll show you, I'll do a little walk around it and show you what needs to be done, but that's coming later on. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you're not a subscriber, it doesn't cost anything, hit the subscribe button. It's completely free. Give us a thumbs up. And until the next one, as always, take care, stay safe, and we will see you very soon.